every time I press play and record on Zoom and invite you in, I'm like, what's he going to be doing? What's the picture? What's the visual image that's going to appear on my screen? What Alan is
And
doing?
for $4.99 a month, you can find out too.
Welcome to Head Reg, the show where we talk about all the stuff that's been wrecking our head this week, and we also talk about the stuff that's been wrecking your head. You can. I'm your host. Actually, before we get to how you can email it, I'm your host, John Bird, and with me, as always, is Alan Ryan, and you can contact us.
Hello.
You can contact us on the lads at headreg.com. And on the socials, I always leave this to Alan because he's the social whore, to put it nicely.
Listen, I'm okay with that. Head_rect. Give us a follow, give us a like, comment on our posts, do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, and we'd love a review. Yeah. You don't have to give us a review, but actually, I'd love some feedback in an email to see what people.
You're shy to stay, you lads.
Episode by episode, if you really do care. Do it episode by episode, so we know, number one, you've listened, and two, to put listenership up. But look,
dear sir, madam,
as we spoke last week, we're over the 2,000 listeners, plays, downloads, whatever benchmark. So that's pretty good. We're obviously one play over that now this week, the following week, but that's
true because I listened to it as well.
Oh yeah, because you listened to it. Yeah, fair enough. And Alan said he is a whopper in his past.
I did, but that was a personal conversation we had, John. I wouldn't think you're going to bring this up on this.
Well, look, next time I press play on Zoom, be more prepared and don't.
And that's why for $4.99, you can see my whopper.
We can see your real wrecked head.
I'll pay you $4.99 if you want to see my whopper. That's how desperate I am for people to look at it. Just reverse
have it your way. Have it your way.
Wow, yeah. Double beef.
Alan, tell me, are you telling me something that's wrecked your head? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about stuff that's wrecking our head, and then we're going to launch into the stuff that you sent us in from last week. And there's been a couple since last week, which is pretty good. So, but Alan's going first this week. Shoot.
People are going to hate me for this one. Not
out
of pure going.
If
that's wrecked your head.
Don't lessen our listener populace, please. But go on.
Robot vacuums, right? So
that's so anticlimactic. I didn't know what it was going to be, but okay.
People are going, really, a robot vacuum? So I have a robot vacuum. I do indeed.
Really?
I do indeed.
Yeah. Okay, right.
It's super handy for, as I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, a lot of cat hair. It's handy because I don't have carpets.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what she said. And sorry, I just had to try down in.
Correct.
The problem I have is my robot vacuum, once it's a smart vacuum, is a fucking idiot. It goes, I'm just going to go into this room over here. Oh, fuck, I'm stuck. How do I get out of this room? I'm going to spend 6 hours in this room, hitting off everything possible. And it's like when a fly flies into your room. It's like, I'm going to crawl
when it just keeps on bouncing off the window.
Like,
and you're like,
how do I get out of here? How you fucking came in? But it gets stuck on everything. It sucks up cables. It gets stuck under the carpet. It gets wedged upon things. And then it starts going. I'm like, the fuck.
That sound wouldn't come true, by the way. Whatever that sound was.
Really?
I could not hear that sound. So
I was beeping loudly.
So maybe the sound is nothing. No, we still can't hear. That's funny. Whatever the noise reduction is in your mic, when you do that sound, it is not coming through whatsoever.
Or maybe you're so old you can't hear the tone that I'm making. There's dogs and people who are listening in other places going, ah!
Well, I don't understand a robot vacuum. So I'm going to paint the picture and tell me if I'm right or wrong. And this has come from someone who doesn't have a robot vacuum. Sure. So you're not in the house all day. So it has its own docking station, and this is all guesswork based on two things: the internet and robot lawnmowers. So I'm going to base it on that. Because
what were you looking online to find that? Robot porn.
I'm not. I
cannot wait.
Again,
I want to do stuff to you.
Pay the $4.99 for that.
Robot lawnmowers,
robot lawnmowers are basically the same thing, right? Same, more or less the same principle, but they have their own docking station. You set it to where and the time you want it to go and what you want it to do.
Sure.
So technically, the house is clean when you get home. Am I right? well, the
Leaner than what it would
the
be.
floor.
Yeah, absolutely.
But do
Yeah,
your
yeah.
cats not go mad with it? No, is it? Or are they afraid of it? Or like to me, it seems more work. And I know the reason why I'm saying that. And tell me if I'm wrong. And this is what Rex meant. This is why I've never bothered with a robot vacuum is because all I've ever seen of robot vacuums is those tiny little round bristles around the
That's
end.
the one I have. Yeah,
And
that's what I have.
I have one of those little handheld hoovers as well as the normal one. But everything, all the hair just gets caught in it. It stops working. The
No, this is
battery
quite
runs
good.
out. Like, okay, right.
So how mine works is it has little twirly bristles, but it pushes those bristles into the center of the Hoover or the vacuum, and it sucks it all up. So I'd say it's not a huge vacuum bin, shall we say? But like after 3 days, it's full of like carpet fluff or cat hair. I'm going, it's doing its job. Like I put laminate flooring where I am here, so it's kind of it just keeps on top of it. Do you know what I mean? Just keeps it up. Does it keep it like maybe keeps it 20% cleaner than after vacuuming? That's handy. But as you said, I'm in the office all day. I get home, like say I got home just shy of 8 p.m. I'm not going to be hoovering when I get home. So you say come home like it's acceptably less hairy. Again, just to clarify, that's
Can
the
you
floor.
use this on your body? Is that
I've
is
tried
that
doing it. The suction thing isn't strong enough.
But it must be a very small bag, to be fair, to like to hold the
Again, what are we talking about
the
here?
whole of dirt is pulling up, right? Is it?
It's. Do you know a large box of the long matches? It's
Yeah,
about the size of that. That's a very specific.
yeah.
It's
To
like the
me,
size of that.
that's
Like half a tub of butter.
so. I have
I
two
don't know,
dogs and
like
two cats, and I can tell you right now that that would need to be changed at least twice a day if we had that here. Absolutely.
surprised. You'd be surprised. It compacts it down. It actually squishes it in and compacts it as it sucks it in. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
But anyway,
but what's the
yeah.
issue? Why do it like my issue is and I like tech, like I've said before. So I look at these robot vacuums and I kind of go, why are they round? Right. For a starter, I don't think they should be round because round
Like
doesn't
in the
work in
corners.
rooms.
Get
It
get the
doesn't
corner.
give
If you're square, they won't.
if it's my logic is if it's square, it'll get into a corner and then it can hit a right angle and then bounce and reverse or go the opposite way. But round,
Yeah.
it just kind of wedges into a corner and can't get
I
out
think the
of it.
batteries are only round.
Oh
They
fuck
only make
right
round
off.
batteries.
You see, this is what wrecks my head.
No, yeah, the good point. Yeah, yeah. But
Square makes
I
sense to
think,
me because you could get right into any
but
corner.
that's based on the assumption that it can get in because they all have sensors to go keep away from walls, keep away from walls. So anyway, what wrecks my head about that is the fact that I come home from I want to say a hard day's work, but
Me arse. Go on.
I come home from being in the office and I'm like, where I don't really because the docking station is underneath my couch, so I don't realize it's gone underneath. Then at 4 a.m. it goes. Hopefully that noise came through this
The
time. It
noise
may
did
not
not
have.
come through,
No,
so
that's
we
really
just
good. It makes
pretended
a hype.
Alan's going beep, beep, beep. Can you
I
hear
can
me
hear
saying
you.
beep?
I can hear. Yeah, that's really
Okay,
weird.
so you say beep.
Beep.
I heard that.
It just went beep.
So,
Beep, beep.
I
I
heard
don't know.
that.
Anyway, so at like 4 a.m. because it got stuck underneath my side press in the bedroom. Is that what you call it? Side press? Bed cabinet?
Like so you know you're in a different demographic monetarily and physically and geographically when someone in their bedroom has a side cabinet. Fuck right off. Go
What, you
on.
have like a picnic table, a camping table on the side beside your
It
bed.
brings ambiance.
That's what you keep on your toenail clippings.
Okay, go on. So the sideboard.
But it's only raised. It's raised probably about 4 inches off the ground. Oh, sorry, it's not like floating there. But there's enough room underneath to get underneath. And that's where obviously the cables are for the lights and so forth. But then get stuck on that. And obviously I'm not here. I haven't heard it beeping and giving out to me for 4 hours. So
but are there not
4 a.m.
sensors for it to go? It's there. Does it not map out the room to know that's where they
but
are?
what happens is the cable, the exact point you mentioned, are little twirly brushes. The cable gets stuck in that, and then it's like I can't escape anymore, so it gets stuck.
Fuck that!
And I don't see it.
Like
yeah. It's hassle. It's hassle for everybody. But
that.
yeah.
But
now
if
you
just
understand
had
why
a Hoover,
I said it's going to piss people off.
Yeah, if you just had a Hoover, this is why I haven't gotten one because to Hoover our sitting room, it's like, I don't know, 4 minutes, 3 minutes. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's done.
What could you do with that 3 minutes if you had that 3 minutes free, besides for vacuuming?
Well, you could masturbate and have a cigarette. Right.
Just don't get the two of them mixed up.
No, but do you know what I mean? Sometimes you brought up a point that wrecks my head is sometimes I love tech and I love inventions, but sometimes it's like we don't. Sometimes I feel like we don't need it. It's like inventions for invention's sake. It's not necessary.
You know what I have here, don't you? You know that every single bulb is a smart bulb. Every single plug is
Yes,
a smart bulb.
yes, and I've
My
been on
front
many
door I can
calls with you
open
where you go in to make a
and
peanut butter
unlock.
sandwich. And you go, Alexa, turn on the lights in the kitchen, and you're already in the kitchen, and I'm looking at you on a video call and you're in the kitchen, you've already gone to the press to take out the peanut butter, and you're telling Alexa to turn on the light when you've walked past the light switch.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so that's what we're talking about. No, but dude, that's what I mean. For me, that's tech for tech's sake. There's no reason for it.
Oh yeah, I'm okay with that. I am happy to admit that I am so lazy. In the movie Wall-E, if you've ever seen that,
I
in the
have, yeah, I
future,
know. At
they're
the
all
end, when
sitting
we're
around
all,
in the
yeah,
seat.
yeah.
That to
Oh,
me
we're
sounds
absolutely heading that way. We're
amazing.
there already, to be honest, in many respects. But yeah, no, we're headed that way
That
for sure.
sounds
Yeah,
heavenly for me. Having
yeah,
a pet robot that goes around cleaning things, and then you're sitting there in your chair being moved around. You can just get milkshakes on demand. That is heavenly for me.
yeah. But then think of the other side of that. Think of all that rubbish that Wally is picking up, and how sad that movie is, and he finds that one plant, and I
Wally,
just can't help how nice it is.
eat
Yeah,
that.
no, look, no, I love tech, and I love trying out tech, and I love phones and all that kind of thing. But sometimes I try it and go, sometimes it's just easier to turn on the light switch.
Oh no,
Sometimes it's
I do
just
get that.
easier to plug in a Hoover and just do it for 2 minutes. And then you have a Hoover bag that you don't have to change for 6 months. Because how often do you change a Hoover bag in a normal
But
Hoover?
then the Hoover cable gets stuck in, like, for fuck's sake, and then you have to try and yank it out of the thing, and then it goes back in, gets stuck halfway through, wraps it around itself, and like, oh my god, my life sucks.
Yeah. And the
So there you
alternative
go.
is being woken up at 4 in the morning, listen to Hoover
Yeah, yeah.
screaming obscenities at you because it's decided to start cleaning the room and it's stuck on a cable. So
Oh, I
no,
just wait for a
I'm
storm,
sorry,
open
but
my balcony. Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
I
yeah,
win this one. I win this one.
yeah.
You're dividing the nation, and I'm not changing my decision on this. You're wrong, and I'm right on this one.
You can have the Hoover, I can have the lettuce.
Oh, fuck off! Not lettuce. We're not going back to the lettuce competition conversation. That's done. That's done. Uh, yeah.
So,
Well,
John, what's been wrecking your head
um,
besides for what I just said?
so I don't watch a lot of live TV. You know, like TV, like as it used to be.
Sure.
Nobody does.
So, are you a Netflix watcher more so, that type of thing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But do you know what? And I'm not a sports person, so I don't watch sports games. I do, however, like Wimbledon. I've always liked Wimbledon, but there are no ads during that because it's on
Jeez,
BBC.
that's some racket, though.
Oh, fuck right off. Jesus Christ, Alan. But there are no ads in that because obviously BBC don't do ads, only ads for BBC shows and BBC programs. So it's not technically not ads. But so I don't see a lot of ads, and I do miss ad series. That's the one thing I miss. Now maybe they're still there, and I'm just not see because now it's dependent on algorithms. So years ago, live TV, the ad was pushed on you. Whatever ad was there, the entire nation was seeing that. When you think of it, it's bananas, really. The entire nation at the same time was seeing the same ad. So if I was to say one word to you, because you're the same age or more or less as me, I know what your answer is going to be. And if it isn't, you're dead to me. So if I say to you, Nicole, what are you going to say back? Papa. Exactly. So you know exactly what I'm getting at. I missed that. So for loads of people that don't know, was it Citron?
Renault.
Renault.
It was
Sorry,
Renault,
Renault.
wasn't
There we go. There.
it?
Oh, geez.
Renault.
The advertising clearly worked on me. But Renault was like
But it
Nicole
wasn't.
Papa. The dad was, she was always running after a fella and she needed the fast car and blah, blah, blah. But it was an ad series that went on for years. Nicole Papa for Renault. There was the Nescafe ad. of the guy going to your one downstairs for the Nescafe and the cup of sugar, and would they fall in love, wouldn't they? And then they did and they didn't. And then there was
milk tray as well, the milk tray ads.
Milk tray ads. There was Bisto. But the thing about it is, it actually, I missed that because it brought people together, because we all saw it at the same time, because the limitations of what we had to watch were small, and we all watched it at the same time. There was no pause,
had like 2 channels,
no plays, there was no fast forward. So as sad as it kind of sounds right now, you went to school or whatever the next day and went, oh my God, did you see the new Nescafe ad or whatever they got together?
Or the Pepsi Max ad it was at the time. Remember, there's all the sports stars and I know there's but I remember Pepsi Max as a big one.
But it was a topic that you talked about, and this was ads. That was the power of it. I missed that. And
I can't even think of the last ad I saw. Like, I mean, I've seen ads, but I can't remember any of them.
But it's usually just, it depends. You see, that's the thing. So it depends on what you're looking at. So you're not.
No, really, I mean on TV. On actual TV, I can't even remember the last ad I've seen.
No, I can't. So, but when you do see an ad, it's online now, and it's based on usually your search history or something that you bought or something that
Jesus, I hope it's not. No. What the hell is this? Why do you show me pictures of octopuses?
No, but you know what I mean? It's usually based on that kind of thing, and it's different. So nobody is seeing the same ads really, unless it's some big, massively paid ad campaign. Like, for example, coming up to Christmas now, Coke, right? They're going to have their big Christmas ad that everyone's going to see.
And the Budweiser ad, I can't wait for that.
Yes, but it still doesn't have the impact that it did. It was like, do you remember there was an actual time frame where there were no Christmas ads, and then I don't know, let's just pick a monumental calendar event, the Late Late Toy Show event, when you maybe saw the whatever,
pennies,
the Coca-Cola, the pennies ad. Yeah, pennies were a massive sponsor of the toy show. You would maybe, maybe it just came on then, and we all know that song. We all saw it at the same time as a nation, and we came together. And I really miss that. It wrecks my head that we don't have that anymore. That's one thing. And if I could say one thing to the world, I just would like to say that holidays are coming. Holidays are coming. Yeah. No, but you know, like, you know what I'm saying? I missed that kind of, it was kind of a homely element. The Board Namona Christmas ad with the.
But I think also as well, just to add to that as well, I think it was in Ireland, you can't advertise toys on Christmas before December 1st or something weird like that.
Yeah, there was some weird thing. You couldn't do Christmas ads before a certain time. Yeah,
it is still here for toys. But
if
you're watching,
like, thing anymore, there's no way there's an embargo on something like that on online. Really? Okay.
Oh, maybe not online, but certainly on national television.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you watch something like Nickelodeon, I mean, with your son, I'm sure he watches kids programs. It's just back to back toy adverts, back to back.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, yes, like, yeah.
To the point of, there's kind of no excitement in the run up to Christmas because the ads are non-stop 24/7, and that's what I mean. Do you, like, if I'm to say to you, do you remember waiting for the Argos catalogue to come out?
I was just thinking the Argos catalogue
Christmas edition. Fuck me, the excitement over what you were never going to get, but you wishful thinking.
That was just the holiday section of it, though.
Yeah.
Who's this? Oh, look at. Oh, nice.
No, but you remember the excitement of it. It was like, again, that was another thing that brought people together. Oh, the Argos collections out. Go get it and see what you want. Like, madness.
Here's a question for you.
And now Argos is gone. You know,
how often was the pages in your Argos catalogue stuck together?
Well, certainly the corners were always bent down, but I don't know about the pages stuck together. No. But like, I do know, absolutely get that. I miss that point, and it wrecks my head that we don't. Maybe I'm being really. Maybe I can't think about it right now, but I can't think of something like that is there for us now, or the generation,
the Lidl catalogue or the Aldi brochure. I'm like, what? Wow, look, they're going to do these sports shoes for $4.99.
Or the excitement of, the Christmas ads are out. I mean, I know John Lewis trying to do it, and they've kind of tried to keep it going, but the last few
the
have
Coke
been
ad
a bit
is still
for me.
Or the Guinness ad.
The Guinness ads can be good. Yeah.
But I think it's an age thing. Christmas loses its magic as you get older as well, anyway.
Fucking Grinch alert. Here we go.
But it does lose its magic. But it may be because of the exact point you're making here.
Well,
It's
magic,
going
yeah, because you become a parent or an adult, and it requires actual planning and forethought, and you have to actually do stuff. You can't just sit there and veg out and play with toys. Yeah.
like, thankfully, Santa does a lot of the heavy lifting for us. But for ourselves and for other
I
people, it's
think
like,
someone needs to have a strong conversation with you about Christmas.
move on from this one.
Okay, but that is what's wrecking my head. Nescafe ads gone, Bisto ads gone, the Citron ads gone, that kind of thing. That chain of ads, I would absolutely love to see come
I
back.
agree.
Where at the same time, people are seeing it at the same time, and they could go, "Oh my god, did you see that ad? Whopper, amazing!"
It was almost like when you watch the Prodigy Smack My Bitch Up video, you waited till 1 a.m. on MTV to watch it, and everyone waited until 1 a.m. to watch it because that was the only time they let you show it.
Last image at the end of the mirror, and they're falling back on the bed, and you go, "Wow, it was brilliant, amazing."
No, I was looking at dinner parts, not that part. But anyway,
the whole thing. But so that's what's recommended.
Anyway,
yeah. So
maybe we'll talk about this for our Christmas special that we're going to have coming up. So maybe we'll talk about some of this stuff.
We're not going to last that long.
That's what she said.
Right, come here. So tell me, have you got an email for me? Have you got anything that the public has said?
Let me open one up. There was one I was looking at. Let me see. Can I find it now? It's from...
You know,
it was something from overseas.
Have these ready, shouldn't we?
I know. Well,
I know,
yeah. Well,
so people can't
live radio, folks. Live radio.
I have a good one. I have a good one.
I know. Well, okay, go on.
But go on. No, you're going first.
The reason why, because this is from Helen, and she is in Vancouver. I'm like,
okay.
I was like,
yes.
How does she even listen to us?
Well, we have various ways.
Yeah, which is great. Yeah,
no, we are. Do you know the surprising thing is?
Oh wait, no, sorry. She says she has a Van Hoover. Sorry, she cleans her.
No,
that's a robot one,
not a robot one. Yeah, she has a bit of cop on. Good on you, Helen. Go on. What's Helen's problem? Yeah, sure. What? And tell us what's going on with you, Helen.
Yeah. So the subject is lighting candles. Now that could mean anything when it says lighting candles, but
okay.
The annoyance I have is when I'm trying to light a candle, and one of two things happen. I either burn myself, or my fingers get covered in black soot.
Right, Helen, you need to think bigger. Right.
No, I get that as well. I do get that as well. I mean, that's why I know the size of a long match box as a mentioner, because I would have the exact same issue. That's why I like that.
I've issues with long matches. Okay, I find them.
I break them in half. And then I have twice as many as light the other end.
But only if you've already used one to light something, so you can light the other end. Because the end you break off doesn't have the.
No, but then I just light it with a lighter. I just light it with a lighter.
Exactly. You see,
so I put it with a lighter. No, but the reason because the lighter can't angle into the candle properly. I think that's probably the point that Helen's making. So you
so she's saying, so she gets wax on her fingers, was it? And
black soot, ash. Sorry, black ash. Sorry, around the rim.
Okay.
Worse than having a black rim.
Right. Okay. It's not something I've thought about so much, but now that I think about it, yeah, it can be annoying.
And you burn your fingers. I get that burn your fingers trying to turn your candle upside down and it drips out wax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I kind of get
wax getting everywhere is really annoying.
Yeah.
But I think Helen, I'm gonna let's turn this into an agony aunt section. Helen, buy long matches, long lighters, or the candles that are powered by the power of battery.
Then they're not. I'm assuming they're probbe scented candles. But
then we're back to the Harry Potter composer conductor one thing, aren't we?
Oh, that was from last week. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Yeah. But also as well as I think to add to that is when you want to light a candle and you don't have any matches, but you have a lighter doesn't fit. So you light a thing of a thing of kitchen roll and you nearly burn your house down.
No, hold on. No.
The kitchen roll, you twist it.
You
wrap the kitchen roll.
Ever done that.
Really? You light the end of it. You light the tip, which is normally quite painful. You light the tip and you stick it in and it lights. But then the kitchen roll goes and like, oh shit, I've nearly burnt the place down. Oh, and then you throw it in the sink and you throw it in the tap. Never done that. Maybe I should say something about that.
Never.
Really?
You have too much
Please
money.
let us know if you have.
The fact
I'm lighting kitchen towel. How do I have too much money? This is used kitchen towel.
Look, one sheet does plenty, but I didn't think it was being used for lighting candles. I've never ever done that. I
Really?
have done the
Really?
lighter thing where you're bending the candle forward and then the
And
wick
then
breaks and
everything,
you're going fuck.
and all the
So then you
wax
get a
comes
little
out.
knife or something
And
like
are you
that.
afraid the glass is going to explode because the flame is on it? Even though it's
Oh,
totally
look
fine.
at you and
Because
your
yeah,
fancy glass candles. In my head, I just had like a little birthday candle. You're like
the
fancy
scent
glass
off it. Yeah,
candles.
there you are.
Excuse me.
My
Um,
my. I was going to say my flavored candles, my scented candles. It's the
well,
height smell of cat piss. I'm not gonna lie.
okay, well, that's fair enough. And I do hope that
For my
Alan has
cats, just to
fixed it
clarify.
for you, Helen, to sort your problems.
Yeah.
So
So
Helen,
so
so
use
how
kitchen
you
towel.
don't how yeah use kid that Helen, how you don't get black soot on your fingers is to light kitchen towel. One sheet does plenty.
Please don't burn your house down, or your apartment down, or your home down, or your farm down, or your village down, or your tent down, whatever you happen to be in.
I love your wishful thinking on our listener base, but I
Why do
have
they
a
live in tents?
uh,
Well, yeah.
yeah, I don't
This has gone very tense all of a sudden.
oh Jesus
Maybe I
Christ.
want
That
just to pitch that idea to you.
oh fuck me. Fuck me. Yeah, I have one, right, that I haven't really looked into a lot because I don't know if it's a myth or if it's true, and I'd love people to tell me, is if women's menstrual cycles sync up
What?
with sorry, bit tongue tied on that one. If women's menstrual cycles sync up when they get together over a period of time, you've heard of that, right? That
No pun intended.
no, 100%. So it syncs up. Their monthly cycles can sync up
Mhm.
when they're together around each other for a while. So
Yeah.
by that, so I compare that to when animals in the wild I love wildlife shows. I've been watching them for years, so I know that animals go in heat. So that's
Girls
technically
Go Wild is not
yeah.
animals in the wild.
And well,
Just
what
to clarify.
about girls in heat? That's one, right? No, but animals in heat, they're like
Yeah,
seasonal
yeah, yeah, of
heat
course,
wove,
yeah.
the mating season,
Yeah.
right? So by that logic and that thinking, it makes sense to me that if girls' menstrual cycles sync up, if men were together like that, do their erection slash masturbation cycles sync up? Surely, because they
Hang
would
on.
be, but because they would have a mating season too, technically, to
If
sync
you're
up with.
standing in a group of lads and you'll have erections,
No, but this is the
there's
thing.
something weird going on.
But
If that's your
but
fancy,
no, but
obviously, but
that's the thing. But is it right? So if that happens because women are well, let's do it on an animal level. So we won't talk about people. Let's talk about animals.
yeah,
You have
yeah,
a bunch of
gross people.
you have a bunch of animals in the
Do
wild.
animals have periods?
Yes, they do. Dogs do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Unless you get them
yeah.
spayed or
Oh yeah, that's
whatever.
exactly what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. Yeah, of course. Yeah,
So, but
yeah.
but
Thank God you moved to animals, not women. Getting herself spayed next week. Oh Jesus, I'm in the
no,
hospital. God, thank God.
Jesus. No, but you know what I mean? It's like, so if that's the case, because there is a mating season between the male and female animals where the
Yeah,
males get all randy for the females and they're in heat. So would
there
logic
is a
would
logical
dictate
reason for
that
that.
men would get that too, no?
No, so you have to remember, is humans mate for fun. Animals typically don't. So that's why that's why they'll get
Jesus, I don't know
horny
what
at
kind of
certain
riding
times of the
you're
year.
doing.
No, I'm not with animals in the wild, or standing in a group of men with
What if
all
they
the
mate for
horns on it,
fun? So then why do women sync up?
because that's biology.
But what about
That's just what happens. That's just what
okay,
happens in
so
biology.
all right, now you're dividing the nation on this one. So if women are syncing up for biology, but men syncing up is for fun,
Well, no, there is a certain element of that without going into too scientific things. Going chemical releases when women have before they've ever had
yeah, they
kids
say
versus
it's
after
like
they have kids are very, very
pheromones and
different.
all that kind of thing, but
It's very, very different. But a different chemical is released once women normally have
it's
children,
something that I've thought
which
about
is
and
why
it's
when they're
right
on
in
the
my head
pill,
for
it
a while.
causes issues.
Yeah, yeah. So what I'm not sure where to go with this one. It is
I'm
so
not sure
it's
how this
just
is. So what's wrecking your head with this? I'm just trying to
just
understand this.
because I just kind of thought surely
You're not,
yeah,
you're
I
getting horny
actually
with none
not
of the
sure
lads
that
around you are.
if a load of fellas get an erection around each other, does that mean they want to mate and
If
they're
you want to
syncing up?
wreck their
I'm not
heads,
really sure what
we'll
I
do
wanted
whatever you
from
want to do
this.
to wreck their heads
I'm
violently.
not sure what I wanted from this.
Violent group
Um,
masturbation
but
to wreck their heads.
but taking the man element out of it, the women syncing up, I always find that a bit weird.
Element.
Weird,
Take
not
the men
weird.
out of
Weird is the
element.
wrong word. Weird is the wrong word, but fascinating. It's fascinating, right? How does that happen? That now is a bit odd. It must be pheromones or hormones or something. I don't know. There you go. That's my 2 cents, and I kind
But,
of
but what's wrecking your head is the fact that women sync up and men don't, potentially.
no,
Do you
not the
want to
men
sync
don't.
up
It's
with
just the
horniness with other
women.
men?
Look, sometimes you're bored, you know. No, but isn't it fascinating to the point of head wrecked? It's like there's a whole biology class on that itself. I just find that fascinating. And sometimes stuff that fascinates me wrecks my head, and that's one of them.
And I'm just amazed you got onto some scented candles and lighting kitchen towel earlier. That's pretty. That's a
Look, it's
pretty
all
impressive
Netflix and
jump.
chill. Netflix and chill. That's what we're talking about here. Um,
The scented candles are going. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm very horny now. Oh, hang on. Going to your next door neighbor, going who's also female. Are you horny? Yeah. Well, that makes sense now. You synced up. You
Nicole,
synced your cycles.
Papa. I part of
Papa.
me thinks let's move on to another email quickly. Let's move on from this live podcast.
Jesus.
Alan, give me an email, quick, change the subject.
This is another no name. Don't we see we got a couple of no names? Whether people are embarrassed or not, I'm not quite sure.
No, I
The
get it.
title.
I kind of
The,
wish I hadn't said my name at the start of this podcast, to be honest.
woman hater. That's what people, yeah, whatever. Yeah. So it just says internet speed, and it's going the annoyance of how we've become so accepted to quick speeds on internet versus several years ago would take 10 minutes just to download a titty pic. And that is literally what it says. A titty pic. You'd wait until it got to the eyes and going, no, she's not good looking.
How is
Next.
titty? How is titty? Tell me TITTI.
It's it's TTY.
Okay, so the annoyance
So I
is
think you 10 minutes to download a titty pic versus now it's a case of like stuff. I think the point this person is making. I'm assuming it's a guy. I'm making an assumption on titty
we're
pic. I'm
making a
very
lot
open to
of
correction that, but
assumptions.
we are. Is now if something doesn't load within 10 seconds of a page, you like refresh, gets so annoyed.
Yeah.
Versus years ago, certainly for us in kind of the mid to late 90s, if not early noughties, as we mentioned previously, better noughties.
Yeah.
It would take forever just to get something very, very basic. And you kind of you'd hit load, you'd go off, make a cup of tea, you'd come back and it's probably loading. Or you had
you hit the
GPRS on your
load for the
phone.
load. Yeah.
For your titty pic.
Yeah.
But even like you would have had GPRS on your phone and then Edge and so forth. But how slow internet was. And now we've got so used to that if it doesn't know within 5 or 10 seconds, we're like, oh, it's obviously broken.
And the interest, yeah, that's we're very reliant on the speed, yeah. But the really cool thing and the really interesting thing I find about that, because I love biology, obviously we've talked about it already. I find it fascinating that a lot of professors and biology people know that
biologists.
Biology people. I'm trying to be
conductorists.
I'm trying to get across the gamut here. They relay a lot of the likes of sexual issues and premature ejaculation and that kind of thing to the influx of the internet and the accessibility and the speed. So by that logic, if we slow down the internet for everyone in the world, does that mean sex could get better and there be less premature ejaculation? It's a good, interesting point, I think, and one worthy of a test.
I am not being part of that test for you.
I'm not
after
asking.
What you told me earlier. I want to be in a room with you.
But
Alan.
it's an interesting thought, though.
I have a horn here. Do you have one too?
But isn't it an interesting concept that if we were to slow down the internet, well, not the internet, but like the porn
access to porn,
and
it's
access,
desensitized people,
but not access the loading times, for example. It does mean people have to hold their load while it loads, I think there's a bit of logic to that. I'm not
Maybe
sure
bring
what
back the
about that
Argus
wrecking my
catalogue.
head. It would certainly wreck my head if they did do that, slow the internet for that kind of thing. But yeah, what was I can't even remember what the email was. What? Oh,
The
this.
annoyance about when your internet runs slow, how we're so gotten accustomed to fast internet access now that if it's anyway slow, we're like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, well,
And it's
look.
true. I go into Netflix to press play and it's buffering or it's low quality. Like, what is this piece of shit?
Yeah, it's not.
Versus
Even this,
20
when we're
years
having
ago,
a
we were
call,
like,
sometimes
oh,
the voice can pixelate a little bit. You're like, what the fuck? I think we're talking about a lot of loads and a lot of
menstrual cycles,
yeah,
horns,
and
loads.
yeah,
Is there something you
but
need to talk to me about?
no, but I do think it's an interesting concept because I'm fascinated by
Yeah, yeah.
biology.
And it affects a lot of people, I'm sure, equally as well, So it's, yeah.
Well, if you think of it, right? So we grew up before there was the internet. Yes, we are that old.
We
Before
had
we had
teletext or
access,
Airtel,
yeah, before we had access to the internet, before we had access to
fax
internet
porn.
porn. If you wanted to see porn in any way, you had to know someone who had the balls to buy a magazine in a shop. Right. So the magazine was the first shop.
Literally, literally.
Literally a magazine, right? It's a top shelf magazine, only sold to over 18s unless it was a dodgy fucking garage in City West or something like
I
that.
tell you what now, the old Teletubbies magazine, I tell you, that got me through some tough times.
Listen, we've all been there. But
Oh, Tinky
then
Winky.
those magazines started providing DVDs, which was great, right? Then
Divtas.
the
Divtas.
likes of what I don't know if Extravision did it, but like your local video shop where you could rent a video, you used to be able to
I
rent
don't think Extravision
porn
did it.
videos there. No, I don't
It was
think
like
they
the
did, but
independent video stores.
the
Like
independent ones, yeah, because
Gary's
I
Laundrette and video store.
yeah, and I remember going in and renting a porn video in one of them before, like which was like
But think with the idea of this
I
renting, you're renting somebody that someone
I'd
has
be
had their
embarrassed doing that
masturbatory
now.
hands
How
on.
did I do it at that
But think
age?
with this, they've probably like ejaculated and took the tape out, didn't clean their
With
hands. So there's probably
absolute when
layers of caked
I
semen on the tape that is now inside and impregnated your VHS player.
and
And there's
that's a
other men's
stranger.
sperm twirling
Imagine the
around.
magazines that were handed between us friends. That's even worse.
Jeez. Yeah, that's what the
We
pages are
did
stuck
that.
together.
That was a thing. Oh my God, how head
What
wrecking.
was yours? What was the Farmer's Journal, was it?
No, Jesus, no.
They
It
didn't
was
use that. That's a fine looking bullock.
yeah, it was some cooking magazine. I don't know, bun in the oven, I think it was called or
No,
something
no,
like
no.
that.
That was the McDonald's menu or the local menu for local Chinese. You were like, yes. Oh,
Oh my
shredded
God.
chicken, spring rolls. Oh.
You've this has been one in a
It's been
million,
a
I think, this
weird.
podcast. This
This
has
has
been
been
a
a weird
strange one.
one.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what I've had to cut out for it, how out of it. And it'll be interesting to see when I listen to this in its entirety after cutting out, as you as a listener listen to this now, you're not going to know what we've cut out. But maybe someday you will if we
Well, you will
release
if it's 5 minutes
special
long.
editions, or you pay your $4.99 a month. Yeah. Then you can hear it.
Sign up to my OnlyFans.
But I'm loving the feedback that we're getting from the people and the emails and the topics. And we want to
Head
keep them
underscore
coming.
rect
Yeah,
on Instagram. Like, follow us, share, post,
yeah.
comments.
The
Send us
lads.
sexy messages.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love you. You
yeah.
sounds
Tell us
like
about your
riots.
porn renting stories. The
With
lads at
links, preferably,
headrec.com.
please.
You've been amazing, Alan. See you next week. Bye now. Bye.
Slán.
Love you.
Love
Bye.
you.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Yeah. Sure.